A lot of questions emerging about these wildfires spreading all across Northern America. We saw this very interesting image captured by a YouTube channel called Dutch Cincy. And so we're going to go watch that video, but I was able to take out a GIF of this. And we're going to highlight this in his video, but he's showing us these simultaneous incendiary devices or targeted energy weapons or something going on where each one of these little bursts of smoke looks like it is a fire starting in the wilderness up in Canada. And all of these are going off simultaneously. These are not close together. These are vast distances between them. And you can see as you move the timeline forward and back or whatever's going on, it is causing an actual burst of fire. And we're watching this happen and we're seeing that there's not a lot of cloud coverage. And so we're going to go through his video. It's a very interesting framework that he has developed for us. Let's take a look at the picture and what is happening all around Northern America. More than 1,000 flights have been delayed as wildfire smoke grounds flights across the Northwest. We've got Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Virginia, all have air quality worse than Delhi. More than 1,000 flights across the United States were delayed on Thursday morning, within the number set to rise further. Windsor Township, 70 miles west of Philadelphia, the worst affected area, particulate matter rating of 457. Now, more than 1,000 flights have been delayed, travel chaos all over the place, 75 million people under some level of air quality alert on Thursday. School districts in New Jersey, New York announced closures, updated schedules. Multiple states, including Pennsylvania, has now become the epicenter. And so you can see what the map looks like from above and what the scene looks like in various cities. This is the Manhattan skyline. Looks rough. Hazardous air brought fresh travel misery. FAA delayed flights all over the place. School districts halting outdoor activities. Joe Biden pledged to send over 600 firefighters and personnel. Major League Baseball announced on Thursday games between the Arizona Diamondbacks. New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced plans to give 1 million masks to serve people, and it doesn't look good in various parts around the country. This is the scene out in front of the White House. Misty skies. People are putting masks on, which might actually do something for the larger particulates in the air. This is the Midtown cam from New York City. Flights have been grounded all over the place. Weather systems expected to hardly budge, the smoky blanket billowing, sending plumes of fine particulate matter as far away as North Carolina. Now, the weather system that's driving this smoke out will probably be hanging around for at least a few days. And we have questions about how this fire started and where all these fires are coming from. And we have an interesting clip from this YouTube channel. Dutch Cincy is the channel. And if you go over here, he has a very interesting take on this, and let's pay attention to what he has to say. He's watching the weather. He's watching all of the different systems because this channel, this guy monitors earthquakes and other events that take place on the surface of the planet. Here's what he said.
Look up here in the upper right-hand corner. Watch this. Throughout the day today, a giant outbreak of fires has taken place across a whole Canadian province all at once. Look up to the northeast, up here in Quebec. All of Quebec just caught on fire all at once on a clear day. I would say this would be some kind of terrorism of some kind or an attack. Here it is. Here we are. I'm going to let the images load. You can see this morning it's clear, just partly cloudy skies, nothing really crazy going on there. And then, well,
just emerges. Last night.
Here's
and look, there it is. Just comes right out.
Quebec just caught on fire, guys. All of it. Insane. Insane. Look at that. The whole thing, all at once.
What?
Today. And this is on top of Nova Scotia.
There's no clouds there. I mean, did this weather block fly over that and cause a bunch of little smoldering things that all ignited and looked just like that at the same time? Very, very weird video. And we've already seen here on this channel, talked about a lot of other things, like literally the green space lasers that they were shooting down over Hawaii and other alleged directed energy weapons. They may be scanning things. They may be trying to gobble up intelligence data, or they might be directed energy weapons. We also have balloons flying all over the place. Are they dropping delayed incendiary charges that are set to go off simultaneously and start a whole region of forestry on fire at the same time? If you did have something like that and you dropped them off in the country of an attack, I would imagine this is what you would want to see. You'd want to look like that. You'd want it all to go off simultaneously, and you'd say, wow, that's very good success.
New Jersey and the entire western side of Canada burning. All of this up here is smoke, and I'll take you in at the start of there's last night. Look at BC, Canada up here. All of that is smoke. Its whole provinces are burning. The black dots are spots where there are fires. And then this is all smoke here. So this is now BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and now over to the east, you have Nova Scotia and Quebec, all burning at once. Getting back over here again, we're going to look at this again. We're going to see if there's anything else in any other Canadian provinces, but this is phenomenal right there.
Look at that.
What? What? You kidding me? So this looks like it goes over one to the west as well. Here, hold on. Let's just zoom in and show you. Okay, here's Ontario, here's Quebec, here's Manitoba, here's Saskatchewan. I've got fires marked from last week going up along a diagonal line on the edge of the craton. And the only thing that I think is missing is Manitoba, Ontario in the middle. And that would put fires all the way across from over here.
Almost looks like
Quebec.
Almost looks like the trajectory of something that might have flown over, you know, just dropping something off, dropping off, dropping off, and then exiting. And then we get a series of fires that cause serious economic damage. This would be like eco-terrorism, if not exactly eco-terrorism, causing delays in flights. I mean, billions of dollars of economic damage as a result.
Again, we have to look in here to see what's going on fire-wise, but then we get over and it would be all of Canada burning. All of it.
All of it. Weird.
The only thing missing is over here, and now we are over technically into right at the border of Ontario, so I guess you could include Ontario into that. Let's go and take a look across over to the west. These are all storms down to the south, so it's going to be a little hard to see a little bit, but this is all smoke. So this white, milky, reflective is all smoke from the previous fires. Insanity.
And where there's smoke, you can't see the new fire starting, so we just had a very interesting fortuitous time frame where there was a window where he could see in there and see all of these things igniting simultaneously. But if the weather covers it up, you can't see that, and you just presume it's a lightning storm, or as many have mentioned, controlled burns. Maybe this was intentional and something got out of hand and this was coordinated, but they lost control. But what we see here is a vast distance between all of these different ignition points, and we don't know exactly what caused the ignition. But if it were an incendiary device, if there was a balloon flying overhead dropping payloads, then you would imagine the fires would burn out a lot of the evidence, and it'd be very hard to piece it together. And this is a vast territory. I mean, we're not talking about a city, right? This is a whole continent that this is spanning across the top of Northern America. So pretty amazing. And not a lot of people out there are even talking about arson or coordinated attack or a nation state attack. Instead, they'll probably blame Donald Trump for it. You can see the graphic here. A lot of
smoke. We don't have anything, as far as I can tell, we don't have anything going on right here at the center of Canada yet. I haven't seen up to the north. We don't have imagery from the north. But back to it. I'm going to go over to the regional sector again. We're going to look at Quebec. This just happened today, last night, going into this morning. 1 to 1,000. Well, maybe not 1,000, but you see it. That's insane.
Look at all of those. Just tons. 1, 2, I mean, it's got to be 20 at least different ignition points. And then you start to juxtapose this with everything else that's going on. You've got a lot of different strange things happening with mass casualty events of cattle and different farms burning to the ground. We have a series of train derailments in East Palestine where chemicals are being spread all over the place. Same thing's happening here, and it's causing serious economic damage. And the question is this natural? Were these just a bunch of confused campers who's like, oh no, we got our campfire out of control over here? Or is this something more serious? And is our government capable of even investigating it, making the determination, and if it is, doing anything about it? I'm not sure. But if this is happening in Canada, you have to imagine this is happening in other places around North America. We've also heard that China is now going to be working with Cuba to do some more surveillance down there of America. And so the front continues to heat up. And we've talked about this a lot. I'm not sure if we're going to get into a full-blown hot war with China or Russia, but there'll be proxy wars and there will be insurgencies brought forward by other countries to undermine and interfere with the operations in America. And the question is, do we have competent people in charge who can do their jobs, which is protecting the homeland? We'll see.